people.
Hello everyone, this is the Shanks Show with Shanka Ponsole and Andrea Ferguson. And we are just having a debate here about content creation. Content creation is so important because you need to drive traffic to your websites, to your landing pages, to your phone number, wherever it is that you convert, that you sell. So you gotta create content, and lately there's been a game changer in content creation which is artificial intelligence, and Andrea makes a case for leveraging that to batch create. Not only, but it's really easy, or it's really efficient to leverage that technology to batch create.
But I need to explain, okay?
Alright.
So I don't mean using AI to spit out a bunch of content that you then inundate the world with. That's not what I'm saying. What I am saying is that you can use it for idea creation. I think that is the smartest thing that I've ever done, really. It's just like 10 topics on this or ideas about that, and then I use my own personal content, my own stories, my own photos, my own whatever, to then kind of fill in the blanks, because a lot of creation, the things that take you time is the thought process, like getting that white space, getting the time, the way to think about it. And so what we were just talking about is like, would you rather spend 5 hours at once or an hour every day for 5 days? And the answer is whatever works for you. So some people have 5 hours to spend at once. Others are like, no, I got to do an hour every day. But my case is, okay, so what happens when you miss a day? Then you only have 4 hours, and then you miss another, and then there's 3, and then 2, and 1, and 0. So if you're gonna be on the hook and really live up to that. But if you can't take that time out, spend a whole day doing just that, and it burns. It sucks, because you look up, you blink your eyes, and it's gone. But then you have generated something very valuable that you can then put out into the world. I am not a daily, I don't have this predictable schedule where I know that I have an hour a day to do X, Y, Z. So that's my, what team are you? Are you team batch create or daily content?
Yeah, so I mean, I see the value in both. I still have a preference for daily because it makes me stick to my habits. There's definitely pros and cons to it for sure. But to me, having to wrap my mind around daily content is just important for me. Also, if we go into community creation and creation of educational moments like audio, where we want interactivity, you're kind of forced to do it daily. There's also the option to pre-record audio rooms, of course, and you can have a mix of that. You know, everything is this. There's no right or wrong here. There's just options you have, and the key though is creativity, having ideas, and also knowing how to do it right. And we have a community to support you with that. It's at shanks.vip, which is a website address, shankx.vip. You go there and you participate in our community. We will motivate you, inspire you, give you tips so you can grow your impact and your business. Now, Andrea, you're working on a podcast, right?
I am. I'm a little bit of a perfectionist.
Okay.
Anyway, it's called Make Your Mark with Andrea Ferguson, and it's a podcast about making your mark, as the name implies. There's talk about entrepreneurship and womanhood, business, a bit of spirituality, not like super duper into it, but mostly like, what is your practice and how do you use that in business? So like, some meditation is a philosophy, for others it's a religion, or it's a part of a deeper set or system of beliefs that they have. And I find it interesting to talk about that. So there's a little bit of a mix of, one part monologue, storytelling, some interviewing, and it's a beautiful thing to find out how you made your mark, or you're making your mark, and that consciousness of where you are right now at this present moment in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've spoken with you on the podcast, I've spoken with my sister. I really value high production quality, so I'm doing some sound things and getting these things together. What I love about the way that you create content is that you can do it all in the moment. You have your programmer brain on, you have your sound system engineering, all of that kind of going at once, and you're still able to speak off the cuff and do all those things. I require a bit more preparation. I'm going to think through my topics way in advance and ruminate a little bit over those different, maybe those 3 topics or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I say, like, I really love that I can do that all at once with AI, and then I can go deeper into it and think about it a little bit more, find some resources to support what I'm going to say. But that is also, that's just a difference of personality and a difference of, persons, people. And it's very helpful when you're speaking with other people, you're interviewing, and that impromptu speech is just within you. But I do somewhat of a mix, because we're always on now. We're always on live, audio live, or live on the camera, and those kinds of things. So anyway, yeah, that's something that people can look forward to, 20 or 30 minutes of that every week. And eventually it will lead into some other things that we have coming up in 2023.
Mm-hmm.
But it's been fun.
So you'll release that on your, we get that information on your LinkedIn and on your socials?
On my newsletter that's coming out.
Oh my goodness.
I have so many.
things.
And it's funny, Shankar. If you don't ship the work, it doesn't count, right? How long do you think I have been doing podcasts?
Oh, for a while. I mean, I know that even 4 or 5 years ago you were working on podcasts.
And I have these half-finished episodes that are not ready to go, and I mean, they're years ago, so they're no longer relevant to everything that I do in my life, but there's some threads and some themes, and I love you so much because you just push me, motivate me, and this is a doer. This is definitely a self-motivated doer, and not only self-motivated, but motivating, and one that you can certainly count on, a dependable person with good follow-through. I've never actually heard him say that he would do something that he didn't do, except for take me to Florida.
To Florida?
To Disney World.
Well, instead we're going to Amsterdam.
Would y'all rather go to Florida, to Disney World, or would you rather go to Amsterdam?
Ooh, depends on how many weedies we have on the weedies?
What are weenies?
I know, people who like weed.
Yeah, you can totally tell you have no idea what you're doing.
No idea, because I don't like weed.
So,
okay.
Amsterdam is so much more than that.
That's true. There's tulips.
Yeah, that we can't see. But there's Christmas markets, and apparently it's the biggest blah blah of the New York Stock Exchange. Is that true? Something.
The biggest blah blah of the New York Stock Exchange. I don't know what you mean.
I don't know what I mean.
Alright, like one thing that you need to start doing today is you gotta be present everywhere.
Yeah,
omnipresence. And you need to start doing this in a way where it's manageable for you. Because otherwise you're just creating content all day long, and that is not good. You gotta have systems in place where, to the best of your abilities, you leverage your content throughout the day without having to recreate the wheel over and over again. And that is not easy, but there are things that can be set in place. And we teach you that. Again, Shanks.vip, that's our community that we're building.
I have a question.
Yep.
What do you think about Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, everybody wants to see the same content on every platform? And if so, maybe that's not the right question to ask, because not everybody may be following you on every platform, which maybe that's one of the things that you would follow up with. But do you think they want to see it in the same, that each audience wants to see your content produced in the same way?
Well, probably if you go for perfection, no. But we can't go for perfection. We don't have the time for that. That's why it's better to have something everywhere. Also, you have to know that most of your audience will not be like you, being present everywhere. That is only fellow marketers, fellow business owners. But your target audience, most likely, quote unquote normal people who are not crazy like us and like you, they have a platform of preference. And yes, there is a certain etiquette to follow on. You can be super casual on TikTok, and you can't be that casual on LinkedIn. But I mean, my opinion is you gotta decide how much time do I have in my day, and do I want to create one piece of content in the morning that is going to be the common denominator for everything, or do I take the time to just over and over again recreate the wheel, or do a rendition that is appropriate for that channel? And if you have that time, I mean, even better. Some very successful people have a platform where they absolutely dominate and they create for that platform, and then they just choose the rest of the platforms as an outlet without worrying too much about it being perfect for that platform. They just share it there, and yeah, that's...
You know what? I have just started not caring about like the rules. I think I still follow them because I do secretly care, but let me tell you what I mean. I think what most people care about is that show up at all. And this is kind of what you're talking about. I mean, something is better than nothing. And I've really come to find that, like, whatever the rule of the platform is, like, I know Twitter prefers short-form content. It will eventually move. It will migrate to long-form content. Make no mistake about that. But
I think so? I think that people's attention span will remain short.
Well, I was in the Twitter files, or the Twitter room, where Elon Musk named out the things that he was going to do, and one of the changes was introducing long-form content. So I'm absolutely certain that will become a thing. But for right now, I am sticking to shorter characters, and you know, I think that way I kind of got lost down the rabbit hole here. The point is that I just want to put my content out into the world. And that's what I mean when I say I don't care. I do. I very much do. I want to show up for you. We want to show up and be present and do all of these things as an individual, as a personal person.
As a personal person.
As a personal person. I think people want to know you. They care about what you care about. Not that they care about it, but they care that you care about it. And what you care about should be consistent, should be you, should be your values and your beliefs, because what you do every day, your traditions, your customs and cultures, like all of that is tradition, culture, customs. What you do every day, those habits, those bit by bit things, make up the sum of who you are. And people are interested in that. So like for me, I'm just like, yeah, I would, as much as I would love to repackage it on every platform, I do my best, but at the end of the day, I'm going to put it out, because if I don't, I will be holding back, and it'll be another 4 or 5 years before you see anything come out of me, podcast-wise, book-wise, newsletter-wise. And I think that that's what people care about. So if you do want to know the rules and you don't want to have to research them all yourself, and you do want to be like, have someone hold your hand as you go through it, just to give you a bit of a tip and trick, and like, this is a go game plan, and you want somebody there with you regularly, then you should really go to shanks.vip and sign up, because that is the way that you have a community, and you have somebody like Shankar, like myself, who can help you to understand what's going on and what you can do at minimum to be present and make an impact for your community. So I know I kind of took a while to get there, but those are my thoughts out in the wild.
In the very wild.
In the very, very wild.
Okay, well, thank you, Andrea. You said everything very beautifully, and now we are about to have some amazing vegan food.
Thank
here
goodness, because I'm so hungry.
at Vegan Avenue in San Antonio, Texas.
Avenue.
And you all make it a great rest of your day, and we will be back for you as always on this platform. Make sure you share, follow, like, send us a dove, because Andrea doesn't like pigeons. She prefers doves.
I like pigeons, I just don't want them sending me messages.
But you do like a dove sending you a message?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what they do.
All right. Send us a dove and send me a pigeon. Bye.
Bye.